The Big Buck Profile is brought to you by the New York State Big Buck Club.
Okay, we're here at the Banquet with Ken, and this is a very, it's amazing story actually. So this is his buck, so we're gonna let Ken take it and listen to this.
Okay, this starts in 1960. I was 16 years old, and it took place on the first day of deer season, hunting with my dad. And only thing he told me was when we started out that day, I was gonna walk a ridge and meet him, and I hadn't been in the woods 20 minutes. And he said, "Be ready and aim at the shoulder." That's all he told me when I started out. And just a kid, never hunted before. Well, this deer came from my left, and I thought, "Oh boy, look at this," you know. So I took a shot. The next shot, he was running, but I had a feeling the first one hit. Well, so I told my father he'd come back with me after a bit, and we looked. No blood, no hair, no snow, nothing. Well, the deer had gone down over a bank, down a steep bank, quite a ways, and ended up in a stream. Never did see it. Well, in the next spring, first day of trout season, there was a lady in our valley, Ruth Evans. She fished the whole valley for trout. She found the deer. Her husband came down, cut the horns off, took them home, put them in his den. And my dad and I heard about it, and I knew, and he knew it was the same deer, had to be. And I said, "No, I don't want to see him. I believe finders keepers, let him have him, you know."
Sure.
Well, they were in his den for 20 years, and then he passed, and Ruth broke up the house, and all of the paraphernalia they had for hunting and her fishing went to a little boy next door, Jeff Stith. And he had those horns for 40 years. My grandson worked at a hardware store, Billy Cobb's in Cincinnati, while he was going to college, and he met Jeff Stith, the boy. And he said, "I think your grandpa had something to do with these horns that I have." And Nate says, "I don't know, I never heard the story, you know." Well, I never told it much because who's going to believe a 16-year-old? That. They aren't going to believe you.
Right.
No such telling. So I said, "Yeah, there is." So he went back, didn't say anything. Well, I was in my shop working one day, and in comes Nate and Jeff, and Jeff said to me, "Mr. Morse, I think I have something that you might like to see." He brought those horns up, and I looked at that, and I said, "I haven't seen those in 60 years, but I know what they are." And
That's amazing.
And he said, "Well, they're yours." I'm thankful, you know. Wow. That was good. And the sports writer over to the Observer Dispatch, John
Paderisi.
Yep.
Mr. Paderisi.
He wrote up an article on it, and he did a wonderful story for me.
Yeah, no, that's great.
So, and I'm thankful to have him.
Yep.
You know, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. So, what county was this?
I lived in the township of Pitcher in Shenango County.
Shenango County.
Yep.
Do they have an inches on it? Did they tell you what it scored?
Yep. I just put it down on that sheet.
It's okay. We got it written down.
147.6 and 146.3, something like that.
Oh, that's a great buck. What an amazing story.
It is.
It's an amazing story.
You know,
Stuff like that just doesn't happen.
It's an end of and it's not fabricated.
No.
It's the way it is.
Yeah.
But it's a true story. And today we need good stories. And I thought,
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
gonna come. I'm gonna come.
That's
Andy
it's amazing.
Andy and Jim, they scored it for me.
Yep.
So they're the two reasons I'm here.
Yeah.
They said, "No, you're coming."
Yeah, no, that's great. It's an amazing story. Well, thank
Yep.
you very much
Yes,
for
sir.
sharing your story.
Thanks for what
it's
you
a
do.
great buck.
Yep.
It's a great buck. For a 16-year-old boy,
I thought so when he come through that woods.
that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yep.
Great story. Well, thank you.
Thank you.